G'day folks, guess it's time for an update. Doesn't sort of look like I've got too far, but yeah, done quite a lot. Put a lot of hours into this today. Had quite a few issues. Had to change the way I was going about things. I was going to, get the thing back into shape and in place and then deal with the rust, but found that I wasn't able to because there just wasn't any structure in there to hold it together. The other thing I found, which I wasn't expecting, and it sort of becomes obvious after the fact, but by cutting these, like I cut like 3 inches out of each side. And when I pulled these back in, they ended up being longer. They were like sitting up here. And, well, they weren't sitting up here. I had them down in here, but the centre part was like over an inch. Over an inch forward. And that was giving me an issue because it wasn't actually sitting in the right place. I'm trying to line it up on the sides, and I'm having all sorts of issues, and I couldn't figure out why it wouldn't line up. And and then I sort of realised, it won't line up until it's back far enough. So then I started attacking rust, cutting these bits out, cutting all the rust out of it, and the whole understructure was just gone. This one, not too bad. I think it doesn't go much further past, goes to about here somewhere, the inner brace. But yeah, that's where the rust stopped. So at first I tried bending a bit of angle to put in there, but it just wasn't working because it curves this way and it also curves this way. So I just sort of couldn't seem to get the angle to bend both ways, and it's not, the angle wasn't 90 degrees either, it's leaning back in. So I end up scrapping the idea. The other thing too is on this edge too, you've got like 3 layers of metal spot welded together. Like this is the top layer, there's the underside brace, and then there's another bit in between it as well. So there's like 3 layers of metal. Whenever I come across things like that in rust, I just get rid of them, because to redo it is not only difficult, but it's just going to rust again. So you're better off replacing it just with a thicker piece of plate. So this is like 1.6, so it's probably, it'd be 2 mil, easy. Yeah, probably possibly even more than that. Anyway, so that's what I ended up doing, is just putting a strip all the way along here, and I welded a piece of plate onto that, back onto the brace, the under frame. I've put I've all rust treated all that. Put another this piece on top, it's like 3 mil. It's even heavier. This piece on top. And it's sort of interesting here. I don't know how. I sort of do know. In the Volkswagens, the rubber strip just comes to here and stops. Then it meets up with another one that comes across here and back down. But on the other bike, I got leakages everywhere. I don't know if it's coming in through here or not, but it just fills up. I had to drill holes in the front of the bonnet on the other one because it's just filling up with water, overflowing. Possibly a lot of it's coming in through the vent too. Like, even though it's got a drain in your bug, I think it flows down through this piece. and then down sides. But anyway, I've decided to go a little bit different because I just really want to do one continuous rubber. So I've made this underside piece transition so it'll come up here and then it'll transition onto the flat panel and then onto the side panel. So yeah, so I've sort of done that bit of bar. That's why I haven't closed that in yet, because I wanted to show you, because this piece will come right out to the edge. You won't be able to see that from the outside. What was interesting, because these corner pieces, these were back here, like when I first sort of closed it up, this crease was up here. And I looked at it and I thought, well, it's pretty easy to match up, so I just cut that piece out, just brought it forward, lines up perfect. So yeah, that's how that's staying. Yeah, decided against running this crease up. What I'm going to do is just, I'm not going to cut and weld it any further either. I'm just going to, fill over that, putty over that, and then sort of transition it down so that the crease will sort of come up and sort of fade into nothing as it gets up there. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can see the hooks I put on there, because this was all hanging down. I couldn't put the center sheet over the top because of this ridge. I got already cut in here. I had to meet up with the cut. I couldn't go sort of one way or another, take guesses at it, so I had to run it underneath. And there's bits of wire looped on, tacked on, and so that's what they were for. That was just to pull it up. So I pulled it up, put a tack here, tack there, tack there, tack there, and and then I started doing the cut and butt, the Fitzy style, and cut through from one tack to the next tack. I like using this. You see a screwdriver, but screwdrivers are sort of too thick to get between the panel. And the other thing is, because they're narrow, they can sort of crease the panel as well. Like instead of pulling the panel up flat to meet it, it'll put a crease and a dent in it. So yeah, this is a whole lot better. I've got another one. I thought, because this is sort of square, you got to sort of use the corner of it. Yeah. And the rest was sort of getting in your way a little bit, but I had this other one here, this other putty knife. I thought, that'd be better as point, but no, it's just mild steel. It's got no strength in it. You put any pressure on it, it just bends it. So might actually try hardening that. We'll heat it up later and throw it in a bucket of water, see if it goes hard. Right, on this side, had a mega amount of hassle. Firstly, like the rust was just shocking in here. Like this hole in a panel, you can sort of barely see now because I started covering up. This is the brace that goes to your hinges, and it finishes just there. But that was only held in by bog. As soon as I sort of cut the other panel away, the whole thing just pulled out. So anyway, I was able to clean it up, treat it, and all that while it was out. Sort of made it easier anyway. But yeah, that's how much I've had to cut. Or if that's how much was just full of holes, full of bog. Did the same thing with here. Brought this panel forward to meet it. Fortunately, there's a gap there now because I'd cut that in the wrong place. And I had a lot of issues. Like you see the cuts down the side. I couldn't, like I'm trying to line it up along the sides here, and it's just pushing up like this and starting to kink, and end up putting all these cuts in it, trying to get it down, and it doesn't help that it's already dented. It's got dents here, dents here, dents here. Yeah, got freaking dents all over it. Big dent down there. So that wasn't helping things either. But then that was before I moved the whole bonnet back. And when I moved the whole bonnet back, it sort of started to fit better anyway. And these still weren't working. Like I still couldn't work. Couldn't, even though I'd cut it, I was still trying to kink everywhere. And so I cut all the tacks, released the whole thing again, started again, and then actually I didn't cut that until after a year, because I started doing the rust. I sort of gave up on that for the time being, just started doing the rust. Then I realised sort of what was going on is I couldn't push it and twist it because of how thick the friggin' bog was on it. And the other thing too is that when it got to down here, the bog's like 1/2 inch thick. And I'm trying to push the whole thing in 1/2 inch too far to allow for the bog that was in it. And so once I took the bog off, like whoever did all the bog work and painted it, they must have had this overhanging sort of both sides or something. I don't know, but anyway, as I said, once I cut this panel off, I didn't have any more issue with it. It just lay down flat, no problems at all. And the issue is I've now got a gap because I'd previously cut it. You can see down here I'd already started cutting button it here too. I'm glad I didn't cut the piece right off, because I've had to pull this back, bring it back up, sort of start retacking that bit I'd already cut. But anyway, at least we sorted it out now. But I did all these cuts for nothing. Wasn't necessary. I was just, going about it the wrong way or something. But as I said, once I took this rust out of it, it just got rid of all this bog. It just pushed in, no dramas. So as I said, the only thing I can come up with is it must have been the bog itself was causing the problem, or the thickness of the bog. So you can see it in here. You can see in the top. Well, hopefully you can see it. It's like 1/4 inch thick there. As I said, by the time it got down to here, it was 1/2 inch thicker bog. So anyway, so we are getting there now. Sort of sorted out the issues. I've got it sort of fitting properly. Had an issue down here, both sides actually, where it was sticking out too far. It's out too far and it was up too high. So I had to split right down the corner there, knock it down, knock it in. It's the same on the other side. This is where I had an overlap in the panel, and I'd cut the overlap piece out, and because I didn't have the bonnet on or anything, sort of didn't have anything to go by. I was only sort of lined it up by eyesight, and obviously got it wrong. But anyway, no big drama. Sort of almost back in shape. See, that's still sticking out a bit too far there. Cut a bit more off that now, or soon. Push it back in. But yeah, what a drama. This whole thing has been. I mean, I've still enjoyed it. Don't get me wrong. I like building things. I like challenges. But yeah, it's way more involved than I thought it would be. Yeah, I really sort of thought it'd be pretty simple. Not simple at all. Yeah, I've used a whole bottle of gas, a whole big bottle so far. Oh, no, I haven't used all of it on that, but I've probably used like 3/4 of it because I'd used some of it on the whole. But yeah, a lot of welding, a lot of grinding. Still not totally happy with the back. I was going to lay it down more, but then I didn't want that little nose bit that for the number plate light. I didn't want that sticking up in the air. I wanted to keep it level. But well, that probably wouldn't have achieved that much anyway if I had laid it down even more. So this line's okay. It's rounded, but I'm not real happy with the way the roof juts up. It's still a bit too square for my likings. Yeah. Now that I've got the bonnet on too, the roof's sort of puffier than I would like it to be too. But it's still actually kinked. You can see where I've drawn the line. I'm going to recut this weld, take it a bit further, because there's still a kink in there. I'll get rid of that kink. That'll sort of take some of the puffiness out of the roof anyway, just removing that kink. But yeah, I don't know. I'm thinking about attacking this back section again. As I said, this is fine. I could make the roof and this lid follow that line, follow that curve, I'd be a whole lot happier. But yeah, as I said, if I'd have thought of that prior, it would have been quite simple. Like, when I say simple, you'd have to start curving the lid in. And the problem you get, because it's arched like that, it won't curve in without doing pie cuts in it. Because, like, if you think of like a leaf spring on a car trailer, when you push it down, it gets longer. So, in order to bend this down, you'd have to push out. So I said you'd have to do pie cuts in there to do that. I said it wouldn't be any drama with the lid. But the drama would be, then, grab a torch, otherwise I'll give you a proper look. Okay, drama would be, see there's a whole frame going along the top of that. So instead of bring it down, I'd have to put pie cuts in the lid. I'd also have to put pie cuts in the frame. The pie cuts would have to go right through that rod, be right up that end, because that's already following the slope. It sort of juts out past that anyway, so that end of it would be okay. The problem you would get is I've already got hinges on here. There's only like 2 inches past the hinge where I can bring it down anyway, so it probably possibly wouldn't be enough to make a difference. Like, if I were to cut it here, and bring it down, you know, or bring it down an inch or two, whether that'll be enough to make a difference. See, like the whole roof itself can only come down not even half an inch. I can't even get my finger between there, so it's sort of bugger all. This bit here I could bring down. I just have to brace, yeah, between my strut mount. Because yeah, I'd have to cut that off. I'd have to cut that off, cut the rod, you know, pull the whole thing down. So I'd have to brace it first because I wouldn't want to change the position of it because it's working. Same with the hinges. I don't want to change the position of it because they work quite good. So yeah. Anyway, that's a big maybe. Depends if I'm sick of it by the time I get to that point. Yeah, sick of working it. Or whether I feel like going further, you know. I may even leave it till I got primer in it. Sort of, it's one thing with cars and stuff that until you get it all in one colour, it's sort of, you don't get a true picture of how it's going to look. But as I said, yeah, at the moment, not happy with this bit. Not happy with that, yeah, coming back and then turning so sharp. I'd like it to follow this in a smoother line, but anyway, as I said, that'll be a whole new lot of dramas. Not sure whether I want to undertake that at the moment anyway. But yeah. Anyway, rambling on here with something that may not even happen. And yeah, it was just going to be a quick update just to show you how far I've got with it and what's involved and how extensive the rust was. And yeah, I mean, I'm not even finished the rust yet. There's more of it down here. That whole bottom lip's coming. Not the entire bottom lip, but yeah. Under here, on the underside's going, there's a big hole in there, so yeah. More rust preparing there. Then of course I've got to cut this bend out. That's got to go, be filled in. Yeah. Anyway, I'll stop rambling and yeah, we'll leave it there. So yeah, thanks for watching. And you know, if you're following this series and you like it, hit a like. That'll be good. Okay. Hopefully we'll catch again. Bye.